Hey everybody, and welcome to another story time with Big Bad Daddy Bardock. So my squad got called into this big frontline assault, with members of the Elite Saiyans, Frieza Force. This was a big skirmish, a lot of heavy hitters were called in. After the assault was done, we were garrisoned on one of the planets under cold rule. We were to wait there on leave until the order to either return home or relaunch in case of a sudden uprising. So after a hard fight, we decided to cut loose in the local establishments. The whole squad was there and we weren't holding back. The drinks were flowing. Now Gine is being all cute and flirty, sitting on my lap while I was just knocking them back. She pulls out this meat stick, places it between her cleavage, and I grab it with my teeth. Leek is being hit on by Banyu of the Ginyu Force, and the guy is loving it, by the way. They're making out and he's got the biggest grin on his face, like he won a billion pole or something. Anyway, Fasha is teasing this elite Frieza Force trooper when his squad mate comes storming over. This lady is steaming. Her arms were marching along with her pace. She takes a drink and then splash! She throws it straight in Fasha's face. Now Fasha, being Fasha, is not gonna let this slide. Seeing red, she pounces. Now Fasha's a great fighter, one of the best, but get a few drinks in her and when there's another woman involved, she goes into full cap mode. She is clawing, pulling at this girl's hair, calling her an elitist bitch. Now here is when things get interesting. Gine jumps off of my lap and onto the elite soldier's back. Gine and Fasha are double teaming this poor girl. Now Shagesh then decides to try and break it up. So, like a fool, he grabs Fasha by the waist and hoists her up off the girl. But then the girl suddenly leaps onto Fasha with Gine included. The weight and the momentum of the girl sends Shagesh tumbling through the bar and into the kitchen area. Then, all of a sudden, he lands ass first on the grill. Shagesh is screaming as you hear his butt sizzling. But he can't move because Fasha and Gine and this Frieza soldier are still fighting on top of him. So I dash in and grab Gine. The trooper that was flirting with Fasha grabs his comrade, and Tora grabs Fasha. We pull the girls away so poor Shagesh can jump off the grill. His ass is literally smoking. Now Banyu comes over and offers to take a look. She turns Shagesh around and then whips down his pants, exposing everything, cock and balls and all. Now the poor guy had black grill marks all across his butt cheeks. His ass looked like a flame-grilled Whopper. It was painful to look at, but it was just too funny not to laugh. Banyu grabs a first aid kit from the back, and she starts to rub the burn ointment on his butt. And I tell you what, he was soon smiling because that was the most action Shagesh had seen in months. But just when you think it's all over, another elite trooper comes over and gets in my face. He says, you better put your slutty squad mate on a tighter leash and keep your low-level scum Saiyans in check. My response is, well, you better keep that mouth of yours in check. Now calm down before I put you down. His response was, well, I don't have time for this, and turns as if he's gonna leave. And as I turn my head, the sneaky bastard tries to sucker punch me. Then, like lightning, Tora shoots out of nowhere from under my arm and spears this guy. He Goldberged the hell out of this guy. Then, the gloves were off. Other elites start jumping in, and it was fisticuffs time. Me and the squad start trading punches with these guys, and for an elite squad, they go down pretty easy. Then the funniest thing happened. Borgo grabs this elite warrior by the collars of his armor, lifting him up like he was nothing and slams him against the exit door. Then, with all of his might, he goes to throw the guy out of it. Then as he goes to throw him, we hear a snap. Then Borgo looks all confused, as he's holding the straps of the armor in his hand, but no soldier. Then the door slowly creeps back closed, and the elite trooper is hanging from the door completely petrified. Borgo had slammed him into the door so hard, he ended up getting stuck, and he ripped the straps of his armor clean off. His squad mates come over and pull him down, and they run outside. We follow to make sure that they leave. Now most of them split, but one remains hurling insults at us, calling us no good monkeys, stuff like that. Now this guy is stumbling pretty badly, so obviously he had a lot to drink. But then suddenly he reaches into his armor. Now I'm thinking, shit, he's about to put a weapon on us. So I react by dashing forward and throwing a heavy right cross straight into this guy's jaw. He hits the ground KO'd and his arm flops to the side. And you know what? He's only holding a packet of cigarettes. So here's me thinking he's pulling a weapon, and the poor guy was just reaching for his smokes. So the others start roaring with laughter at me, obviously, and I reply with the yeah, very funny. So with high spirits, we go back inside to the bar and order more drinks to celebrate. It was a good night, we had a good fight, and I don't know if you know, but fighting is a huge turn on for Saiyan women. So let's just say Gine made it an even more incredible night for me. And that's the end of the story. If you enjoyed the story and want to hear more, give that like button a little. Also, don't forget to subscribe, give it a little tap-tap-taparoo, give that notification bell a little ring-a-ding-ding to stay notified of future content, and for exclusives, head on over to our Patreon page. Anyway, what stories do you have to tell? Let me know in the comments. I sure would love to read them. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bardock out.
He looks just like you though, don't you think? He certainly has his